You are not our heroes. You are grifting America. We the people see you, paycheck collectors. Won't be long. What? So I recently received, let's call it a misguided comment on one of my videos, and I thought it would be good to do a video responding to this for two reasons. Number one, this person wrote about a lot of common misconceptions about the fire service, and I think it would be good to address these publicly. A lot of people don't know much about the fire service or how it operates or why it does the things that it does, so I thought I'd clear the air about it a little bit. The other reason is because most of the viewers on this channel, well, the primary reason this channel was created was to help people get into public safety and into firefighting, people that didn't know much about the fire service. And I wanted to let all of you know that this is something that you will experience at some point in your career. Most of the people that you come across are going to be very appreciative, very kind. They're going to thank you for the work that you do. But every once in a while, you'll come across somebody who has an issue with what you do, how you do it, whatever. So I wanted to address it. So the first thing I wanted to do is explain a good way to think about fire departments is think of them like insurance policies. Generally, the more expensive the insurance policy, the better coverage you'll get. Fire departments are similar in many ways. Generally speaking, not always, but generally speaking, the more funding a department has access to, the better training, the better manning, the better equipment, the better that department will be able to respond to emergencies. Remember, fire departments only exist for two reasons: protect life and property. That's it. They do other things as well in addition to that. They do a lot of things. And in fact, I made a video about that on this channel. But that's their primary reason for existence. So let's get right into what this person said. And the other thing I wanted to say is I'm going to purposely omit the YouTube handle name of this person simply because the internet is kind of a weird place, and what I don't want somebody doing is figuring out who this person, I have no idea who this person is, trying to figure out who it is and harassing this person or whatever. Everybody's entitled to their opinions. I just want to address it. So the first thing this person says is 80 to 90% of all calls are medical. Now, I don't know if that's actually true, if 80 to 90% of them are all medical, but it is true that the majority of 911 calls are for EMS. However, that doesn't mean that all of them are. In fact, in 2019, there were almost 1.3 million fires in the United States. What a lot of people will like to say is, well, it's trending downwards. And they're correct. The number of fires in the United States is trending downwards. And that's a good thing. We want less fires in the United States. The reason there's less fires is because we're having better building materials, better building codes, better fire prevention. That's a good thing. That's what you want. However, the other thing to note too is a lot of fire departments, not all, especially the really, really big ones that are really busy, but I would say more than half of fire departments are responding to these medical calls. For example, almost every department around where I work, you have to be not an EMT, you have to be a paramedic just to apply. Now, obviously, it's different depending on where you are in the country, but even if they don't have EMS, what a lot of fire departments are doing is first responding on calls, whether it be a full arrest, whether it be a car accident, whatever it is, they're showing up for this EMS call as well to assist. The next thing is they say 15 to 20 million plus per station in equipment redundancies. I have no idea where this person came up with that, but that is not true. To put that in perspective, one of the most expensive pieces of fire equipment in an entire fire station is the ladder truck. A well-outfitted, fully decked out ladder truck can cost, and it's a huge variance, but let's say on average $1 million. That's a really expensive truck. What this person is claiming is that per station, there's 15 to 20 worth of ladder trucks and redundancies. There's no way that's true. The other thing is you want redundancies in the fire department, and here's why. The reason is because a lot of emergencies and incidents that happen will happen in a similar area at the same time. For example, if you're in a particular city or a suburb and a fire happens, obviously the fire department responds. Well, all of the surrounding cities a lot of times will respond as well. Well, what happens if something happens in one of these other cities? They need to have another fire engine there, or they need to have another ladder truck or ambulance or whatever other piece of equipment that there's more than one of. You need to have redundancies because, again, remember, we are a very big insurance policy. Think of it like that. Every year, they justify this gross negligence and apply for more, and they get it. Okay? This is a growing problem as government is too big. You are not our heroes. Okay? I've met hundreds, maybe even thousands at this point, of firefighters, whether they're doing this or in person, and I have never, ever, ever once met a single firefighter, volunteer or career, who has ever thought of themselves or referred to themselves as a hero. Never. Firefighters are like everybody else. The overwhelming majority of firefighters are very good, very decent people. Nobody claims to be your hero. The next thing they say is, you are grifting America, which I'm assuming is a way of saying you're ripping off the United States, which is also a pretty ballsy thing to say, considering over 80% of firefighters in the US are either exclusively or mostly volunteer, which means that they're giving up their time, their safety, the well-being of their family potentially, to do this job for free or for very, very little, many times less than minimum wage. So to say that somebody that is willing to sacrifice those things for you, whoever you are, or anybody else out there, is somehow ripping them off is, again, that's a pretty strong statement to make. And then finally, the last comment is, we the people see you paycheck collectors. What people? Firefighters are like everybody else. They're your brothers, they're your sisters, they're your neighbors, they're your friends. There's probably ones that live on your street or in your apartment complex. We're part of everybody too. We're a part of the community. We're not pulling the strings and forcing you to do things that you don't like or don't want. We are part of the community. And then finally, the last thing this person addresses is, won't be long. Won't be long for what? Is that supposed to be a veiled threat against the fire service? Well, I don't really even know what that means. What I'm getting at is this, is unfortunately, there's a lot of people that don't understand how the fire department works and how the fire service works. And if you do want to have a conversation with fire departments or firefighters about, hey, I think the taxes that I pay to fund the fire department is too much, have that conversation, but say it in a way where you don't attack people's job. You don't put out some sort of weird veiled threat as that it won't be long. Till what? You take their paycheck? Anyways, as always, I hope you guys found this useful. I hope you guys found this helpful. Maybe it was even a little insightful for you. If you did, click the like button, click the thumbs up, consider subscribing to the channel. I am now doing YouTube Lives on this channel, so if you do subscribe, make sure you click the notification bell so you can be notified when I do go live to answer questions about the fire department, the fire service, and really whatever else you want to talk about. I'll see you guys in the next video.